Hi, I'm Courtney. Welcome to my garden where today I'm going to show you how to transform your gardening game with the ultimate duo, planting in grow bags and harnessing the power of solar irrigation. I'm excited to show you the perfect recipe for thriving plants and effortless maintenance in your garden. I'd like to thank RainPoint for sponsoring this video. You might remember last year when I showed you RainPoint's dual smart irrigation system. I've been using that since last year and I absolutely love it because you can precisely water your garden using timers, and you can set your watering plans based on the amount of water that your plants need. There's also a rain sensor, so if it rains, your watering plants are halted, saving you water. Now I'm really excited this year to show you RainPoint's solar irrigation system. I'm going to show you exactly how that works after we plant these grow bags here. No matter what size garden you have, whether you have a small garden, you're growing on a patio, or you have a large garden like this, grow bags are really beneficial because you can transport them easily. They come in lots of different sizes. And if you have a big garden like this, I like growing in grow bags to help with crop rotation, because even with 28 beds, crop rotation can be challenging. You don't want to plant tomatoes in the same spot 2 years in a row, and so on. So grow bags help me a lot with that. I also have some perennial herbs like these chives right here that I don't put in my raised beds because I like them to be contained in the grow bag, and I don't like to take up space with perennial plants in my raised beds because I'm constantly rotating them. So these chives I planted at the very end of the summer last year, and they're absolutely thriving. So I want to show you the recipe I use. These are 10-gallon grow bags I'm going to show you. I've grown in 25, I think they're 25-gallon grow bags that I set at the end of my raised beds. And the only thing I didn't like about those is the fact that I cannot lift them. They're so big and heavy. So I just kind of amend them with compost, and either I have chives growing in them or I just switch things out every year. But what I really like about these 10-gallon ones is that they're still big enough that you can fit a few plants in there, but they're light enough that you can very easily carry them around. One of the main benefits I think grow bags have over regular containers is that they're porous, and that means that air gets through, and plants essentially air prune themselves. When the roots hit the edge, they stop growing so that they're not going to become root bound in the pot. The other thing is that air gets through and oxygen is needed for healthy soil. And it started raining a little bit, but I'm just going to keep working because it was like 87 degrees and it feels really good out here right now. Tomorrow it's going to be 57 degrees, which is absolutely a crazy temperature difference, but typical for April in South Carolina. The rain does feel really good right now. I'm going to show you now how I'm going to plant these grow bags. I'm going to show you the recipe that I use, and the proof is definitely in the pudding as far as this recipe. I'm happy with it. I've been using it for like 10 years and I think it really works. Obviously, because the plants have been doing really well. For my recipe, I use Happy Frog potting soil, and that's what I use to start my seeds and fill my containers. And I like it because it's rich, but it also drains really well. And I've used other kinds before without success, so I just try to stick with this as much as I possibly can. And luckily, there's a local business that always carries it, so I'm really fortunate to be able to find that. I fill my containers 75% with this potting soil, and then 25% mushroom compost, which I also source from a local business. It's the same mushroom compost that I mix with topsoil from that local business to fill my raised beds, and I also top my raised beds with that mushroom compost every time I plant something. And I've been really happy with it for more than 10 years now. So 75% potting soil, 25% mushroom compost, and I'm going to start filling these grow bags, and I'll show you the other amendment that I add. I add wool pellets to all of my grow bags. These are from Wild Valley Farms. I absolutely love them. They're a slow release natural fertilizer that will last through the whole growing season. And they also help the soil retain moisture because they can hold 20 times their weight in water. And when they're mixed in with the soil, they're in where the roots really need them. But they also, if the soil becomes too soggy, like these are outside, you have tons of rain, they also have wicking power. So there are lots of benefits that these wool pellets bring. I just sprinkle them in and add soil and just mix them in as I'm filling this grow bag. I'll add bit more, another layer of them after I get more soil in here. You can see what they look like, just little wool pellets. Now that we're all filled up, it's time to plant. And you can see that I filled these up a couple inches from the top. And as I was filling them, I pressed the soil down a little bit, but not too much. Because if you press it down a little bit, then you'll have less settling, but you don't want to like tamp things down really hard. Now that it's a couple inches from the top, there probably won't be too much settling. And then I'm also going to add some mulch at the end, which I'll show you. These are the plants that I have started indoors. Here are some basil plants, which obviously I just kind of threw some seeds in the pot, so I'm going to have to thin them down a little bit. And in this size grow bag, basil plants can get pretty big. So I'll probably maybe do 3 in here. 2 would probably suffice, but I'll try 3, and then, you know, I can thin one out if I see that they need more space. So I'll start here with the basil. I also started some parsley. I'm probably just gonna do 1 parsley and then maybe 2 basil or 2 parsley. I'll probably do 2 parsley in here and 1 basil in here because I've got 3 basil. And normally I harden these off for about a week before I plant them outdoors, which I haven't done yet. But because this grow bag is light and I can move it, I'm just going to move it onto the front porch and harden it off before I actually leave it out here in the garden. I add mulch to the top of my grow bag just like I do my raised beds, and I just use pine straw, but you can use any natural mulch. It gives a layer of protection, helping the soil retain moisture. I've been using pine straw as mulch in my garden for over 10 years, and I haven't seen an issue with the pH of the soil changing, so I keep using it. It's my favorite mulch to use. Tiny little plants, but they're gonna take off. A week from now, they're gonna be a lot bigger than this. Okay, now we've got our 2 grow bags planted with some new little herb seedlings and ready to go, ready to be watered. So I'm going to show you this RainPoint Solar Irrigation System. Here's the solar panel right here. It's adjustable so that you can face it up to the sun. This can also be used indoors in a sunny window. This is where the lithium battery is. I'm going to show that to you. It's right here. Fits in here like so. On the back there's a bracket so you can attach it to your water container. I just have a little bucket right here, but I'm probably going to switch it out to a larger one eventually. I just wanted to show how this works using this littler one because it's easier to show you. Here's the tubing. There's a little filter attached to the end because there will be ultimately debris in this bucket being outdoors, so the filter helps. There's a little marble in there to weight it down. So you put that down into the bucket. This right here is a pressure regulator. So there's the in and the out. You get a large amount of tubing and you cut it down to size. So you use these little adapters right here. So you cut the tubing, I cut it right here. I used one of these little adapters. I cut another shorter piece of tubing, and then since I've got more than 1 plant, I cut another piece of tubing. Here's the attachment that goes down into the soil. It attaches to the end of this tubing that's attached to this adapter over here. So the water is going to come through here and then go up here and down this little emitter, which you want to be at least 2 to 3 inches down into the soil because the water goes down where the roots need it. Okay, there's the first one. So I have another piece of tubing over here, and then I have it cut the same way. So this one's going to go down here, and then it's going to go over here to my third plant, my third grow bag, I should say, and then it's going to go down in here. So here's the end. There's a cap right here. But I think you can do up to 10 different plant pots with this system. So here's 3. Obviously you can do a bunch more. And so you'd remove the cap and then just attach more tubing and then connect your pots accordingly. I'm just going to put this right here on the edge of this grow bag. And we've got this one. And we've got this one. And then we've got this one. So all three are watering simultaneously. So this connects to the HomeGar app. And when you go into your app, you can set up your watering plans. This also comes with a base that you can connect to. But my other system has the display base. And so I just added this system to that. So I've got my dual watering station, and then I've got my solar irrigation station attached to that base. If you don't have that, you can use the base that comes along with this to hook it up. So you can set up your watering plans, you can set up specific times, length of watering. You can also turn this on manually. I'm going to press the power button so you can hear that it's starting to work now. I don't know if you can hear that, but you can hear the water going through the tubes here. See, the water just kind of drips down the emitter and goes right down into the soil. Thanks for watching. I hope you'll give grow bags a try if you've never tried them out before. And there's a pollinator on the chives. So cool. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you'll give grow bags a try if you've never tried them out before. You can see that they attract pollinators to the garden. We just planted this square foot gardening raised bed last weekend, and we've got beans germinating and cucumbers germinating, and bringing pollinators is always a bonus. Anyways, if you'd like to give RainPoint's solar irrigation system a try, I put a link in the description with a discount code if you'd like to use it on their website.